Hello and welcome to the week 12 assignment for the front end development course. For this assignment this week, we were tasked with creating a CRUD app or almost a CRUD app. We're going to leave out the update function of the CRUD app just for this drill here. Um, the assignment had to satisfy these following steps that are under coding steps. Create a CRD application using JSON server or another API. Use the fetch and async await instructions to interact with the API. Use a form to create and post new entities. Build a way for users to delete entities. Include a way to get entities from the API and display them. And it says you do not need update. You can include it if you'd like. And we're also going to use Bootstrap CSS to style our project. So moving over to our code here, here's mostly our boilerplate. I commented out the different parts and what we're doing here. Here's our Bootstrap to create our form. You'll see that we used a lot of the standard out of the box terminology here for Bootstrap, and specifically our form label, form control, all of that good stuff. Here's the nuts and bolts of the to-do list. So we created a new div for that. And then we display on the top is where you enter. I'm picturing a div on the top where you enter your to-dos. Maybe a description of of what the item is, and then a button to add it to like a running list of to-dos. We set up a DB.json with two kind of sample entries here just so we could get the syntax down. We have a title or an ID and a title. There's the description field and then true or false if we completed it. Here's most of my JavaScript code in here. I broke it out a new way. I was researching ways to organize your code that would be a little easier to eat. So here's our const, our API URL. We're just pulling this off the local server here. This is our DOM elements here. So this is where we're getting a lot of our functionality for the form and the to-do list. We have our event listeners here. Here's our async. So here's how we get the to-dos. And then we just go down the instructions in order to display the to-dos. We have a little check here for if there's an error, we'll respond with the actual status there. Here's the function we wrote to display the to-dos, and this does a lot of the inner workings of the to-do list. We have some checks and balances for if nothing was entered. Here's our message if you have nothing on your list, if you got through everything. Yeah, I think that's about it. Well, let's see how it runs. So we got to get our JSON server up here. So I'm just going down to the terminal, making sure I'm in the right folder, and we're going to watch gb.json. Okay, now that we have that up, let's run it. All right, so here is our to-do app, looking good. Excellent, excellent. There's our to-do app. Here's the two kind of samples we built in. Sample tasks. So you remember when we were looking at DB.json, we had one set to true, one set to false. And we can see, we can see now that we have the false. So this one was done. And now we can see them both false. And then if we hit complete, they both change to true. So that's great. Let's add a new one. Let's say wake up. Oh, you can see all my practice ones here. At 6 a.m., let's say early bird gets the worm. Yay, okay, there we go. And now we can see uh, that new addition here. This is interesting. I think I'm going to research this. I don't know why that ID is that way, but something to look forward to there. And then let's practice deleting these, which was one of the requirements. There's our message that we had set to pop up. Are you sure you want to do this? Let's go ahead and we can see our database updates. We also pushed all of this to GitHub. You can see in the README that we spelled out the requirements for this. And here's all my code here. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments for this video or reach out to me on my GitHub repository. It's github.com/JSON Rough. Thanks a lot.